All right, so we're into game 2 between the Vietnam team and the Tyrant team. Vietnam team took game 1. It is 1-0. And let's introduce the players. We have the Viper in yellow in about the center of the map playing as the Malay. These are reverse civilizations from game 1. And in the north of the map, directly in the middle as well, we have Tyrant DauT playing as the Indians.
Yep, and their opponents kind of forming a plus sign. We'll have Cool sort of in the east-ish, center-east-ish part of the map as the Red Ethiopians, and his teammate will be ACCM in the sort of southwest of the map as the Blue Persians. Or is that... no, that's purple. I'm colorblind, don't judge me.
And yeah, the plus function is a little bit interesting compared to the last map. Actually, it's more like the Viper is kind of in the middle there. So, do you think this is an advantage or disadvantage for the Tyrant team?
I think it should kind of even itself out. It's kind of like last game, right? Where you kind of have the players across from each other. No one really is like right next to each other.
I don't know. I think this might be an advantage for the Vietnam team. You know, the Viper might be a little bit choked for resources here. If ACCM or if Cool wants, they could just expand towards the back of their base. I suppose the Viper could expand towards the south, but I don't know.
Yeah. Though I think the other thing to consider is that if Viper and DauT are able to just sort of 2v1, either Cool or ACCM, it doesn't really matter, it's going to be really hard for the other Vietnamese player to support his teammate. So, kind of works both ways, right?
Yeah, I think so. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at the players' maps. Maybe that'll help us decide a bit as Cool lanes 2 deer now from the Viper. So I'm looking at the Viper's map. He's got a gold that's very close by, has a boar, has only a few sheep, and not a whole lot of food next to him. But, and doesn't really, his stone's a little bit out there. So it's an okay map from the Viper. I'm going to look at DauT's map, and DauT has a stone next to him. A little bit of gold next to him, some wood and some food, and a pretty average map from him as well.
Looking at the Vietnamese player's map, Cool's map, he has a lot of wood near his TC, so not a lot of farming space early on, but lots of stone to the side, kind of shared somewhat with the Viper, but probably slightly favors him. And not a whole lot of food to be found, just a couple boar, few sheep. So, I don't know, again, fairly average. It's maybe slightly lower than average map because the gold is very far forward. But he does, I think, have... yeah, he does have a gold way to the back of his base. So, yeah.
And then ACCM, pretty average-looking map as well. Just maybe lacking more of the stone there. So, overall, none of these maps are really spectacular. Dock positioning as well. We have ACCM and Cool basically in the same area, but they have tons of fish there as well. And DauT going towards the north of the map with his dock, and the Viper has he placed the dock yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, so the Viper, the only player without... no, he's got a dock on the right side. It's a little bit hard to tell. So
yes.
the Viper and DauT, their docks are on complete opposite sides of the map. So there's a big rush distance there. But also they won't be able to defend themselves as much. So it's a little bit opposite of the land situation there. You know, with the players, you know, which players are in the middle. But overall, which player dock positions do you like?
I gotta give it to the Vietnamese players. They have this nice little bay here in the south of the map where they can, you know, fish quite comfortably. It doesn't really matter that their docks are fairly close to each other. They're not really going to, like, compete for any fish, as there's just plenty to be had here in the south of the map. But they're able to support each other very quickly with, you know, naval warships. Whereas Viper and DauT obviously cannot because they are, you know, across the map from each other.
I think so. Also, I would agree with you with the dock position there. It's funny how sometimes the you know, the dock positions are nowhere even close to where the town center. Here we go. We're just back into the game, as if nothing happened, I suppose.
What technical difficulties? There weren't any technical difficulties.
No, of course not. We're just gonna cut it for YouTube. That's all. So they won't know. That's all that matters, really.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, the Viper can take some of these lame deer. No player, again, with any town center huge resource advantage, in my opinion. Maybe we'll go back on that a little bit later on in the game. A little bit of walling from Cool on the Viper. Continuing to wall a little bit. So we'll have to see how this plays out as they go into the Feudal Age.
Yeah, I think the rest of this Dark Age should be fairly standard. I mean, Cool obviously with the wall onto Viper, but it's not really the biggest of deals. Actually, he's going for it, man. Cool is going for this wall onto the Viper, on the right side of Viper's base. He's just building houses and palisades and wants to trap Viper in.
Yeah, but, I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's going to be a big deal in this game, but, you know, we'll see.
I mean, I don't think it will be a good thing for the VNS team, if anything, because Viper's probably not going to be trapped in.
Yeah, I don't see him, like, being too concerned about these walls. You're right. I mean, it's a bit of an investment to wall these off. It's not that much of an investment, to be quite honest, but I don't see it having a huge impact on this game, at least right now.
I mean, I actually think it's a pretty reasonable investment. Wood is definitely a premium resource in the early game on this map, as you want to get your fishing ships out, and we already have, what, 4 houses, you know, villager idle time, effectively, palisades.
A little bit. Right now, fishing numbers even. Villager numbers pretty even, except for DauT has a 2-villager lead this time. Very nice for him. He should be up to the next age fairly quickly with that Indian bonus as well.
Though DauT is just building his... Wait, no, that's wrong. Sick, Voobly overlay lying to me. It's saying DauT's building his first dock as he's building his second dock.
Oh, stupid overlay.
But yeah, definitely a nice villager lead for him. Indians with the cheaper villagers. Sometimes on Nomad, you have a little bit of food shortage every now and then. So with Indians, it's going to be a little bit less of an issue as DauT.
Just correct me if I'm wrong. Don't you see, like, Indians is like the perfect civilization for DauT?
Oh yeah, DauT, very much a booming player, I would say. Loves to get up to a huge economy. Loves to just, you know, throw units into the meat grinder without much micro, and that's what Indians do.
The Viper going to be a full game time minute ahead of everyone else. Remember, the rush distance is pretty big on this map, so normally that could be a huge difference. I don't think it'll be a huge deal this time. The Viper may put a dock in the middle here, but it's not going to be before he gets to the Feudal Age.
Yeah, DauT has plenty of resources to click up, and he's luring another boar, so I think we'll actually likely see a fast castle from DauT, as he has 3 villagers on gold right now. And yeah, it's going to have a lot of food available to him.
Yeah, fast castle's very, very likely, especially with that safe fish. I'm going to check his Fog of War a bit. I mean, it's a little bit blind because he doesn't know where his opponent's docks are. Maybe the Viper does, but that's either way, it's going to be a good decision with that rush distance. Yeah, the Viper can't see the docks either.
I think they have a good idea because, well, DauT hasn't seen any of his opponent's fishing ships yet, so he knows that the docks aren't like right there. And Viper, he sees the walls of Cool, obviously, and likely sees that ACCM is nearby as well, so they're probably just pinging to each other. They probably know that their docks are not next to each other at all.
Okay, so not surprising from the Viper, goes out with some fire galleys right away, but what is surprising, he did just pop up a market really quickly and bought 100 stone.
Interesting. He's going to be going over to the stone now. Is it
I am so
going to be
what?
towers?
Why? I'm so confused.
It has to be towers. I mean, DauT's doing a fast castle, like 1000%, but I am bamboozled as to what Viper's doing.
I'm just like, I'm really bamboozled. Why would you buy 100 stone? Was that a misclick?
That's really the only explanation. I mean, but he's mining stone, but he's not building any towers. I'm so confused.
I mean, if DauT was a different civilization, I would say maybe he'd be slinging the stone to DauT, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, DauT does like his elephant archers.
Does he? Does anyone like elephant archers? If there was a player that liked them, I bet it would be DauT.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's an archer that you don't have to micro. I mean, what's there not to love if you're DauT?
That's a great way of putting it.
However, ACCM is going to be the first player to castlate, going up on just 24 villagers. Obviously, Persians with the faster working TCs, faster working docks, will be getting up there nice and quickly. And don't really see a whole lot of infrastructure. He has some villagers wandering to the far west of the island, likely going to be just going for a boom, kind of like Viper in the last game.
This is that nice part about the docks being close together. We now have a fire galley from Cool and a fire galley from ACCM being able to defend here. The Viper getting one fishing ship and doing a little bit of damage, but it should be shut down from here on out. And DauT really not going to contribute too much. He's sending two fire galleys from the north, but they'll be there in a minute. And we'll see what the strategy is going to be from DauT as he reaches the Castle Age.
Yeah, Viper's still mining stone with 3 villagers. Maybe he's, like, I don't know, if he's going up to the Castle Age, it's going to be pretty slow, considering the fact that he's so far away in terms of food. He's now building a barracks, but whatever he's doing, it's not terribly efficient, as DauT is going to be just going for the camels, as you would expect.
Yeah, I can't justify this any other way other than saying this is a mistake from the Viper. You know, buying stone, mining stone early. If you want to get a castle up, you tend to focus on clicking the upgrade and then mining stone heavy later on.
Yeah, certainly. Though ACCM, for his part, did not build a talent center. He built a mill on the deer in the far west of the map, so he's taking some hunting there. But it's going to be going for 1 stable, a couple scouts, and a couple camels, but a monastery for the monks, so that's pretty interesting.
The monastery tends to be a pretty good counter to camels as well as knights. DauT actually going for the second town center right away, so third town center right away, so he's going for a heavy boom. Maybe ACCM wants to put on a little bit of pressure with a monastery and cavalry push.
Well, he's building another town center, so it's not going to be that much pressure. You know, just a moderate amount of pressure. Could be some, like, 2 TC aggression. We do see that from time to time.
Ah, shoot. Yeah, that's odd. Sorry, everyone. I think my overlay might have been something weird with the overlay. Let me check again.
It's all good. Looks like the fire galleys of Cool have been cleaned up by Viper, so he will at least be able to save some of his fish. But DauT is currently on 17 fishing ships, guys. That is massive. He has already almost fished out the northern reaches of this map, and that's going to be some very inefficient ships very soon.
Okay, looks like everything's up and running again. Sorry for that error. But, yeah, ACCM. I have no clue what you just said, so go ahead.
No, I made a really bad pun, so don't worry about it.
Okay, should I go back and hear it again?
No, I just said that DauT has so many fishing ships in the north of the map that, you know, soon he's going to run out of fish, and then his ships won't be very efficient.
Oh, because fish, and I got it. So DauT gonna put on actually gonna take down the monastery with his camels, which get an attack bonus versus buildings. Never seen that, you know, very practical before. And ACCM might actually take a really good fight here. Both his monks going down before any conversions though, and more reinforcements coming from DauT, and gonna be about an even trade.
Yes, it's gonna be about an even trade, but that is going to favor DauT. So.
Yeah, the economy's much stronger from him.
Yeah, DauT's with a much stronger economy. He's currently, you know, 11 villagers ahead and 9 fishing ships ahead, so obviously going to be massively in favor of DauT at this point. First fire ship going to be harassing DauT's fishing ships from Cool, so DauT going to need to defend his fish a little bit, but up till this point, DauT has not suffered any sort of harassment to his fishing ships at all.
And so far, I'm really liking the TyRanTs position. The Viper's going to go up with his first castle. Villager numbers in favor of the TyRanTs as well. So stronger army, stronger military. Stronger military, stronger economy. So, you know, good position from the TyRanTs.
Yep, we also have a castle coming down here for Viper in the front of his base. Going to be going for those karambits most likely. Karambit's going to deal with camels relatively well due to their lower armor, especially since the Persians do not get the Indian armor bonus for their camels. You're just going to let the karambits deal that much more damage.
Absolutely. DauT actually able to defend from those fire galleys, which I find a little bit surprising. That's certainly very good news for him. Meanwhile, in the south, pretty much all in water war as both players upgrading to the war galley upgrade. We even see our first demo ship from the Vipers. Going to get a huge shot on all three fire ships. Unfortunately, they didn't all go down. They were just damaged. I wish the demo would give us a little bit something more to look at as they all go down. But what else can I say?
I, of course, totally missed that.
That's okay.
Feels bad, man. But yeah, interestingly, no Karambit production yet here for the Viper. Now moving up to 2 town centers, by the looks of things. So again, not going up to that like huge economy, but still wanting to, you know, not do a 1 TC all in.
I think it might be possible for the Viper maybe to go a fast imp with his castle position. I'm sure he'll have another castle upcoming soon. You know, can possibly some trebuchets could have some good map control with that.
Yeah, certainly. Trebuchets in these sorts of positions on Nomad really can just end the game. But we have a big old Wololo battle coming in here with some camels between Viper and, DauT and ACCM. Seems like the numbers are going to favor ACCM a bit here.
Yeah, they should. I don't think we saw the best conversions from ACCM. Maybe a little bit of mismicro, because I expected a little more camels to be converted. But ACCM, with all those monks, he's got a Siege Workshop up as well, should be able to push this back. We're seeing DauT trying to transition maybe a little bit into pikemen, as he's adding more spearmen. We'll have to see if he makes that full transition. And right now, ACCM with the higher military numbers, but I wouldn't be too concerned if I was DauT, because DauT has a castle coming up, oh boy, and has a few more villagers as well.
Yeah, I mean, DauT he needs to stay alive, right? He has a larger economy, he has the more fishing ships that he's been able to save, just building docks further and further, you know, west, going to be continuing some rather efficient fishing, and, yeah, with this...
Stop saying that!
No, I refuse! But,
okay, so let's see if this is going to be a DauT castle. Castle 50% of the way up. 2 mangonels coming forward, but they're very exposed. Monks are lagging behind. And DauT's going to lose a few villages here, but those monks are just too slow.
Yeah, I mean, the camels should be able to clean these mangoes up, no problem here for DauT. And this castle should not, in fact, be a DauT castle.
It's going to be close, though. We have 4 villagers left. And, no, it gets up. That was a missed opportunity from ACCM.
Yeah, definitely have to agree with that. He could have stopped it if he just was a little bit quicker to react, but Viper is getting thalassocracy, a very fun tech to say.
Very early to get it. I've never seen it being researched this early in the game. How much is that worth right now, though? There's not a lot of fish on those docks. The Viper's actually going to go full fishing ships here. Here I think.
There's still no gill nets, making me cry. But getting the fish traps now. Malay, of course, with the infinity food fishing traps. Insane value over a long period of time. Or 624951311 food.
Oh my god. I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, in HD I believe it's just an infinity sign, but yeah, the food isn't going down.
HD Master Race.
Oh yeah, for sure. But
another castle coming up from DauT, again in a little bit of a ballsy position. We do see Elephant Archer production, though, with fletching. So, maybe the dream is real.
Told you DauT likes Elephant Archers. Also, apparently they're new monk skins. And yeah, it looks like they are.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, they look nice.
And yeah, we're going to see Elephant Archers from DauT, and cool could take into Halberdiers potentially, but, you know, maybe like an Elephant Archer hand cannon combo, maybe that could be effective.
Yeah, certainly. Cool should be getting up his castle, no problem, and he will. But yeah, 3 of the 4 players are currently on the way to the Imperial Age. The only one who is not is Viper. But he'll, you know, with the faster Malay age up, he should be able to get there in relatively good time as well. He almost has the resources. But
yeah, all 4 players about the same time, they'll be up. And again, there's that forward castle from the Viper, and we should see some trebuchets coming from it. So right now, 174 villagers for the TyRant team, and 160 villagers for the VNS team. Still pretty close, a little bit of advantage for the TyRants. They definitely have, it's 4 castles versus 1 castle.
Yeah, and I think, a problem for the VNA team as this goes on is that it's going to be really hard for ACCM and Cool to support each other unless they're, really sort of take down DauT's southernmost castle in the middle of the map. But a Viper and DauT, they can coordinate each other's, attacks with each other very easily.
Yeah, we'll see how much they focus on each player, if they're going to go double team one player or try to focus on it evenly. I will say, once again, we'll see how these thalassocracy docks do, but this is one of the advantages and disadvantages of fishing. It's very, very efficient, but on the other hand, those fishing ships can go down quite quickly.
Yeah, of course, the harbors will provide some, a good amount of protection, I'd say. They deal pretty good damage to ships.
Yeah, they do, in fact.
Ward away any marauding fire ships for, unless they're in massive numbers.
I assume they take that upgrade that no one ever researches. What is it, heated shot?
Yes, heated shot. They do benefit from heated shot.
Okay. So a lot of upgrades coming in on the top right here. Even some monk technologies from ACCM, a lot of archer technologies from Cool, and DauT going heavier and heavier into elephant archers. They need to take this seriously, because these are pretty strong units, although not very mobile. But I think halberdier would definitely, maybe even monks would be the best option for these.
Yeah, something that is kind of weird for elephant archers is they have -2 armor against archers, I believe. So
Really? Do they?
I believe that's the case.
Why? You mean skirmishers or regular archers? Orlum, did I lose you?
Wait, sorry. Yeah, they have -2 armor against anti-archer damage, so yeah, there you go.
Oh, skirmishers, okay. Yeah, that makes sense, because they're a cavalry archer.
But yeah, elephant archers obviously going to be doing work against these arbalests. They're just so much more population efficient, so much more tanky. That,
yeah, as we said before, you're going to need halberdier or monks to deal with this. Cool should have never stood there and fought them. You think of the elephant archer as a kind of like a war wagon with, cost different resources, cost food instead of wood.
Yep, I definitely agree. I think the war wagon is the best analogy for this unit. Both, interestingly, have a bonus attack versus buildings. So despite the elephant archer just firing a simple arrow, it actually does deal bonus damage against buildings. Not a whole lot, but they're not totally ineffective versus buildings. And hand cannons and bombard cannons are not going to be the answer against elephants, just the monks for ACCM.
Someone in my chat saying they are trolling, and I don't think they are trolling. I think this is pretty legitimate. Trolling with respect to the elephant archers and the DauTs.
No, I don't think it's trolling. I think Viper and DauT are experimenting, I would say.
Slight difference there.
There is a difference, because the trolling implies that you don't really care if you win or lose, and you're just going to do whatever you want. You're just going to go for meme strats. But I don't think these are necessarily meme strats. I think these are just untested strats. These guys think these strats have potential, but obviously haven't really played with them that much. So that's, I think, actually an important distinction.
I would agree with that. And on the other hand, also, ACCM, Cool, not really, with the elephant archers, really not, making the appropriate counters, in my opinion. So, on their end, you could ask the same question.
Yeah, certainly, and now with DauT having elite elephant archer, they're going to be some pretty tanky boys right there. And unless they get converted, I don't really see anything that can stop them at all.
And now we have Faith coming in from DauT, so that's going to make that even a little bit harder.
Yeah, certainly. I think this elephant archer choice makes a lot more sense than Viper's elite war elephant choice last game. DauT just needs to hang on to his castles right now against the bombard cannons of ACCM.
Well, the elephant archer, it's a little easier to go into. They're cheaper than war elephants, and, for that reason, might be a little more legitimate.
Yeah, and because they're a ranged unit, you can kind of preserve their numbers a bit more easily.
Anyway, no real changes in army composition right now. Looks like we're sticking with these army compositions. And we'll just have to see how they do. This position for DauT's very nice. He's got castles on top of the hills. And just going to push in very shortly. ACCM got a lot of bombard cannons, really trying to push back. Now DauT might even add camels into this mixture, or Hussar. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I saw a light cav upgrade come in, though I think it was for DauT, just to add a good raiding unit to his army. But DauT is under threat from all sides right now. A ton of trebuchets out for cool right now. I think that's, what, 4?
Oh my god, look at the Viper's base. Look at how many karambits he has.
Oh, that is a number of karambits, and that number is 45.
Look at the Viper's food!
Yeah, yeah. Fishing ships with gill nets are good, man. He has 46 fishing ships
Oh
right
my
now.
god! I think this game might draw some people's attention!
I hope that this game demonstrates the beauty, the power of fishing ships with
No,
gill
this
nets.
is ridiculous though. This is 3.5 food. This is 3.5 food. The Viper has 50 villagers.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous.
All I can say to that is, yep. It's pretty insane. These karambits, they're not quite fully upgraded, but they're sort of approaching there. And, like Viper, the karambits are so cheap. Remember, this
Look at DauT too! DauT is under the castle! Oh my god.
Oh my god. This game is so over.
GG, and Cool hasn't even seen the karambits. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Like, this is not played on the ECL balance patch, so there are absolutely, you know, no nerfs to these karambits, no food and wood cost increase, or food and gold rather. So Viper with about 150 karambits right now. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of dead arbalests very quickly.
So from this game, it's a little bit hard to tell. I'm just thinking about these fish traps. It's hard to tell if it's overpowered, and the same thing for the elephant archer, or if it's just players did not react appropriately. For example, Cool and ACCM playing against a Malay player, not really challenging the water.
Yeah, I think that's always something worth considering. Is they probably just had no idea that Viper had these fishing ships.
And yeah, man, a little bit of a shocking fashion. Certainly a very eye-opening game. But you know, the TyRanTs taking this game and going to even up the series.
Indeed, they will. That makes it one apiece for both these teams. Got a series on our hands.
Yes, we do.